So, Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer you ever say in your life is thank you, it will be enough. Now, Meister Eckhart was born in what is now known as Germany around 1260. He said that in 1260. He was a revolutionary thinker and a mystic, and he believed that God is alive in every living thing. Sound familiar? We teach that here, that God is alive, spirit, source, love, quantum consciousness, whatever word you want to use is fine. That ineffable presence, the divine itself, is alive in all living things. And Meister Eckhart also wrote, you may call God love, you may call God goodness, but the best name for God is compassion. 1260. The best name for God is compassion. So how do we experience God or compassion? We experience it through each other. We know that compassion is only experienced through each other. That's how we learn it. That's how we grow as compassionate beings. We experience compassion from the God or the Spirit in you, and from in you, Lorna. From in you, all this is how we experience compassion, is from each other, through each other. And what I'm talking about today, gratitude, well, the energy of gratitude is kindness and compassion. So to live our lives from a place of gratitude means that we must live our lives from a place of compassion and kindness. You cannot have one without the other. You can't experience gratitude without living from a place of kindness and compassion. We were all taught as kids to say please and thank you. I hope you were. I mean, it's the common decency sort of that sets up our social structure. We start very young teaching our kids the concept of thank you. My little 2-year-old nephew, Rowan, reminds me of this when his parents will say, Rowan, say thank you. It's, that monotone, sans all feelings strained, danko. Rowan, honey, say thank you. Danko! Rowan, say thank you. Danko! I think sometimes we all do that in our own grown-up way. Maybe it's just me, but it's that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, bye. Thank you. Thanks, whatever, thanks. Okay, all kidding aside, the thing is that when we thank someone, we have the opportunity to actually get really present, with the divinity, to thank the divinity within them. And it's not just that we are thanking them for doing this or that, or giving us this or that. What we are doing is we are thanking them for the place of compassion or God within them that gave us this or that, or did this or that for us. Do you see? So the next time you thank someone for something, I'm going to invite you to take a breath and to realize that actually you are thanking Spirit within them. So this week, I invite you to remember the next time you thank someone, please take a breath. And if you can, recognize in that moment that you are thanking the Spirit within them for doing the thing, giving the thing. And this, my friends, will elevate your vibrational frequency and bring more peace to your life. This will elevate your vibrational frequency and bring more peace to your life. So the title of my talk this morning is Thank You, Thank You, Thank You. And I titled it this because I do not believe that we can ever say thank you enough. I mean, just the fact that we are upright and on this planet right now, the fact that we are navigating one of the most polarizing governments we have ever had in our lifetime. We're looking at climate change and equity issues across the board. When you think about it, it's pretty bad. No, it didn't cut out. There's a few kiddos in here. It's pretty bad. It's a bold choice, my friends, that we have all made to be on this planet together right now, experiencing this life. It's a bold choice we have made, and I want to thank you for being on this journey with me. So thank you. Thank you. Neuroscience reveals that gratitude literally rewires your brain to be happier. Psychologists Dr. Robert Emmons from UC Davis and Dr. Michael McCullough from the University of Miami published a study that looked at the physical outcomes of practicing gratitude. And here's what they did. They took a group of people and they broke them up into thirds. And the first third in this study, they asked them to daily write down all of the things that they were grateful for throughout the day, big or little. Then the second group, they asked to write down all of the things that irritated them throughout the day, big or small, whatever that was. Can you imagine how long that? No. Teasing. And then the third group, they asked, just journal whatever you want to journal, but just journal every day. And at the end of the 10-week study, the gratitude group, by leaps and bounds, was far happier and healthier than the other two groups. They reported feeling more optimistic and more positive about their lives than the other groups. They reported being more physically active. They reported going to the doctor less than the other groups. Science has proven that placing our focus on the positive aspects of life and allowing feelings of gratitude can improve our sleep quality, can reduce feelings of anxiety and depression. Levels of gratitude directly correlate to better moods, to less fatigue and inflammation, which reduces the risk of heart failure, even for those who are susceptible to it. Now that makes perfect sense to me, because think about it. When you practice gratitude, how do you feel in your heart? It's heartwarming. It's good. It's good for our hearts. We know that in adolescence, feelings of gratitude have helped greatly to ward off low self-esteem, helps kids who are feeling bullied. We know that it lowers the suicide risk for adolescents. So we know that gratitude affects brain function on a chemical level, and practicing gratitude, hence, thank you, thank you, thank you, the title of this talk, promotes feelings of self-worth and compassion for others, and when we have compassion for others, we have more peace on the planet. So the second spiritual tool that I'm going to invite you to practice this week is simple. It's just keep a journal. Write a minimum of 3 things a day that you're grateful for. You can do it on your phone. You can, whatever works for you. It takes just a few minutes. Just try it. Humor me, would you? Maybe for a month, just try it and see how you feel. You can do it right before you go to sleep at night. Just jot down 3 things on your phone or on a piece of paper. You can do it in the morning when you wake up. And then notice what happens. Science has proven that this will make your life better. So do it. Just do it. So we just had World Kindness Day last Wednesday on November 13th. And World Kindness Day was introduced in 1998 by the World Kindness Movement. It's celebrated across the world, in Canada, in the UK, in Nigeria, in Japan, in Australia, in the United Arab Emirates, Singapore, Italy, India. They all celebrate World Kindness Day. And if you think about it, it's kind of perfect because we are humankind. So what a beautiful opportunity for us to practice kindness as humankind. And there were so many beautiful, wonderful stories of acts of kindness. They were all over social media. It was so inspiring. And I knew that I was going to be talking about gratitude this Sunday. And on Thursday is typically the day where I begin to put my talk together for you. It's where I start to do research and meditate and pray and consider mindfully, what is it that this beautiful group of beloveds, what can I share that may support you? That's typically what I do on a Thursday. So on Wednesday, I was excited because I thought, I'm going to share all these wonderful, great acts of kindness. And then I woke up Thursday morning. There was a shooting on Thursday morning. And this time, the shooting was in Santa Clarita, California, where my parents live. And I know Saugus High School very well. I have many friends who sent their kids to school there. I have friends whose kids are there now. And many of you know that my own family has been impacted by gun violence, and so this is very hard for me. And as your minister, here I am tasked with talking about gratitude, and then we have another shooting. And so this gave me the opportunity to turn within and to really consider, what is this? And where is the God in this? And here is what I came to. I do not know why on his 16th birthday, that boy went to high school with a gun and chose to take 2 lives, wound 3 others, and then suicide. I don't know why, but here's what I do know. I know that each one of us sends our heart and our love and our compassion to every one of those parents and family members who've been impacted by this violence in Santa Clarita, this sleepy little town filled with lovely folks. And what I also know with everything that I am is that what is happening in the world today is breaking our hearts open. Breaking our hearts wide open so that we can allow our hearts to stay open, to feel the compassion, to feel the heartache, to feel it, to feel the love for people we've never, ever even met. Why? So that we can collectively keep our hearts open and be able to create the change, to create love on this planet and a world that works for everyone. That is what I came to. And I am so grateful that we live in a country where we can choose to participate in this work. We get to come together and join together in this beloved community, and we get to stand for our principles that we teach of oneness. That beautiful song that you sang, Lori, so beautifully, one. We are one. We get to stand for that together. So the next time something painful happens in this world, I am going to invite you to, instead of tuning out or shutting down, I invite you to gently keep your heart open. This takes courage, my friends, and I know you can do it because I believe that that is part of why we are all here on this planet together right now, to keep our hearts open. Because it is our collective compassion that will ultimately heal the world. It is our collective compassion that will ultimately heal the world. Are you with me? Yes. Okay. At our community meeting next month, we will be sharing with you some of the infrastructure that we've been very busy working on so that we can put things in place, and together we can build on one example. Together we can build on the very good work that our peace and environment team have been doing here together for years. It's time to take all of that to the next level, and we've been in preparation, planning ways that we can do that together. This is a big year coming up, and there will be so many opportunities that we will have as a community to take a tangible stand for the principles of oneness and human dignity for all people. That is what we teach here, and that is what we are going to be doing with hearts wide open. Okay? You with me? In her book, Broken Open, Elizabeth Lesser writes, every catastrophe can hand us exactly what we need to awaken into who we really are. And what I know is who we really are is spirit in shoes. We are each other's angels, my friends. You are in a room full of angels. And those of you online, or if you're at home or listening in your car, you are also surrounded by angel humans right now. We got a lot of angel humans. And what I know is that there is far more good in us and in the world than not. Far more good. And the more we dedicate ourselves to the spiritual practice of gratitude, which is kindness and compassion, the more love we put into the world and the more peace we will have. And so I would like to share something that speaks to this very thing. This is an excerpt from a piece written by Mary Standing Otter, if you know her work. So I invite you to just take a nice deep breath in. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable or not. I invite you to just let this wisdom and this truth wash over you. Right now, there are Tibetan Buddhist monks in a temple in the Himalayas, endlessly reciting mantras for the cessation of your suffering and for the flourishing of your happiness. Someone you haven't met yet is already dreaming of adoring you. Someone is writing a book that you will read in the next 2 years that will change how you look at life. A farmer is looking at his organic crops and whispering, "Nourish them." Something is being invented this year that will change how your generation lives, communicates, heals, and passes on. The next great song is being rehearsed. Thousands of people are in yoga classes right now intentionally sending light out from their heart chakras and wrapping it around the earth. Millions of children are assuming that everything is amazing and will always be that way. Someone is in profound pain, and a few months from now, they'll be thriving like never before. From where they are, they just can't see it. Someone who is craving to be partnered, to be acknowledged, to arrive, will get precisely what they want and even more. Someone has recently cracked open their joyous, genuine nature because they did the hard work of hauling years of oppression off of their psyche. And this luminous juju is floating in the ether and is accessible to you. Someone just this second wished for world peace in earnest. Some civil servant is making sure that you get your mail and your garbage is picked up, that the trains are running on time, and that you are generally safe. Someone is dedicating their days to protecting your civil liberties and clean drinking water. Someone is regaining their sanity. Someone is coming back from the dead. Someone is genuinely forgiving the seemingly unforgivable. Someone is curing the incurable. You, me, some, one, now. We are all each other's angels, my beloveds. And we are all in this together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you.